Okay. Hello, and thank you very much for joining me today. My name is Raja, and I am a receiver and a transmitter of divine messages. And I'm here today to share with you the art of conscious silence. So before we start, I'm going to just invite you to just join with me in a little exercise. So I'm going to ask you to just tighten everything, your fist, your eyes, your lips, just tighten everything really tight, really tight. Okay, just hold it really tight. So every part of your body really tensed and really tight. And then now just let it all go with a big exhale through the mouth. Big exhale through the mouth. Okay. So how does that feel? So whenever we are holding on to a lot of stress in our body, in our mind, there's so much information that we're carrying within ourselves that we are not aware of sometimes. And when we're holding on to those stresses, those worries, those fears, those anxieties, we keep our bodies in this state, in this really tight state. And when we learn to release that using our breath work and then calm the mind and quiet the mind, we can then allow the body to just shut down, and then we can do the inner work. We can go inward and connect to the soul that we really are. You see, a lot of times, because there's so much chatter going on around us, and especially living in this modern lifestyle, we have so much going on, so much information all the time on our phones, etc. And so much information all the time, there's so much noise. So even if I am not speaking, even if my mouth is not moving, even if there's no sound, I'm still talking in my mind because there's so much information going on. We're collecting so much information as we're reading on the internet, looking at the phone, social media, etc. Whatever that we're seeing, we're hearing, we are registering all that back into our mind, and so we're constantly chattering all the time. But when we are talking and chattering, mind chattering all the time, we're not able to connect with who we really are. The soul that we are, the spirit that we are within us. So when we're not able to connect to who we really are, we're not able to function from that place. So I'm not able to do my joy. I'm not really able to be who I really am. And so the art of practicing silence consciously becomes key to our personal growth and our journey to go within, to connect with ourselves. But how do we do this? There's so much going on all the time. How do we do this? So again, I'm going to invite you to join me in a little practice. So put your tongue on your palate, so on the roof of your mouth. Put your tongue there, just close your eyes with your tongue on your palate, and just gently breathe in through your nose all the way into your belly, and then out through your nose. And just feel the calm as you're doing this. When the tongue is placed on the palate, we immediately come into this calm state. And if you can feel this calm right now, this is the calmness that you can now register within yourself. That this peace, this calmness exists within me at all times. So this is how we can practice conscious silence by just putting my tongue on the palate, closing my eyes, and just breathing gently through the nose. So you can open your eyes if you like now. So when we practice this conscious silence in this way, putting our tongue on the palate, you can also practice it as a compassionate listening tool. So if you're listening to your friends, your family, your children, and what we do when we're talking constantly is that we're always reacting. We're either reacting happily, or we're reacting with anger, or we're reacting with worry. So we're constantly reacting when we are talking all the time. But if I choose to just stay quiet and put my tongue on my palate and just listen. So if my family members are talking to me, my friends are talking to me, if my boss is talking to me, my colleagues are talking to me, I can just listen compassionately. Because at that moment, you can bring yourself to a place of neutrality. When your tongue is on the palate, where our tongue is like a valve, and this is something that we were never taught in school, so we don't know. It's a secret valve we have inside ourselves. So when we put it on the palate, we are shutting that valve. So we just stop that over constantly thinking and chattering, and we just quiet down. So when we quiet down, then we can listen. We can listen to others in a more compassionate way. We can also listen to our inner voice, our intuition, our soul's voice. And so when we practice that, so next time if you're listening to your family, if you know that it's going to be a challenging moment speaking to somebody, you can practice that. Put your tongue on the palate and just stay quiet. And you will feel how compassionately you can listen, where you're in a place of neutrality, where you are not reacting, but rather you are understanding as to why this person is saying what he is saying or she is doing. And so you can practice that conscious silence at all times, and you can practice this even during your work time, even if you're in your office or something like that. You can just put your tongue on the palate and just practice this calmness at all times. And if you're at home, you are in a meditative space, and you can take some time out for yourself, even if you're just doing gardening or something like that, or you're cooking, any activity that you're doing, you can practice this. You just put your tongue on the palate, and then you just do a gentle breathing. And when you are in that meditative state, if you're able to spend some time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day, and you do that, you can then connect to the soul that you are within, and you can open yourself. And once you become quiet, once this mental chatter quiets down, the monkey mind shuts down, then your channel starts to open up for the divine guidance, for the receiving of whatever it is that the universe is offering to you that you have asked for. And it all starts to come to you. As you're open, it starts to come to you. As you calm down and you practice this silence consciously, everything starts to just pour into you and starts to flow into you. So this is the practice of conscious silence, which you can do at any time. And the more you practice it, if you do this every day before the start of the day, let's say in the morning you spend 10 minutes doing this, practicing your conscious silence, not looking at my phone as soon as I get up in the morning, not speaking to anybody, but just spending some time, just closing my eyes, putting my tongue on the palate, and just practicing this conscious silence, then that sets the tone for the day. So you'll be able to practice this throughout the day, anytime you want to practice. If you're sitting in traffic, instead of getting reactive, you can practice this. Put the tongue on your palate and just gentle breathing. Put a smile on your face and just relax, and your whole body relaxes. And when you are in this state of quiet, conscious silence, your body is quiet, your mind is quiet, your body then gets the message, because the mind is quiet. It's because the mind is constantly chattering that we receive the message of stress, of worries, of fears, of what's going to happen, etc., etc., that the body is not able to relax. So when I come to this place of conscious silence practice, if I do it every day, then the message that I'm sending to my body is that all is well, everything is calm. And the body receives the message and says, yes, all is well, all is calm. So if you practice this every day and you start your day in this way, you practice, you can take this calmness to your day. So you're setting the tune for the day. And then the more you practice it, the more you start to register this information as your new belief system. So you become, your body, your mind becomes in tune with this practice of conscious silence. And you can just get better and better at it. As the more you practice, your body gets into the calm state. And the more you practice this in the meditative state, or if you're going to do anything, let's say you want to do some writing, or you want to do some artwork, or you want to do some music, or whatever it is that you want to create, and you want that energy to flow through you, the divine knowledge to flow through you, because knowledge is not something that we have it in our brain or we acquire through physical things, but it is something, the divine intelligence is something that we receive that flows through us. And if you get into this conscious silence state regularly, you can get into this flow state where the divine guidance, the divine intelligence is always flowing through us, and you'll be able to create whatever it is that you want to create from a place of knowing, not from a place of, getting from somewhere here, there, and other, but it is coming from somewhere, from the source, and it's coming through you. The divine soul that you are, the divine spirit that you are, and you start to connect with yourself. And you will also soon realize that you are suddenly getting answers, things that you had asked for, questions that you had asked for. For example, you had some challenges in your life and you didn't know what to do about it, and you were constantly worrying and it's looping in your brain. And when we're in that stress mode and it's constantly looping in the brain, we don't get that answer because it blocks up all the channels. But if you get into this conscious state of silence where you are practicing consciously a few moments every day to just be silent so that you can be an open channel and receive all the answers that you're looking for. And the more you practice this, the more you'll be able to listen to your soul's voice, your soul guidance. So things that you've been looking for, answers that you've been looking for will suddenly pop up like this, and you will know that this is the answer that I've been looking for. This is what I had asked for, I didn't know. And this could even be things that you had asked for a long time ago, many years ago, and suddenly it pops up. Some of the answers that I got, it took me so many years to get into this practice until I got to this practice that I didn't have the answer. And I realized, how easy it is to get these answers. All I had to do was just quiet my mind, just get into a practice of silence every day regularly. So when you get into this habit of doing this, your mind gets into a habit of being silent. So you can even look at social media, for example, where we tend to react a lot. Many people tend to react looking at things. You can practice this, putting your tongue on the palate and look at it with a very gentle breath, and you know that, I'm actually noticing a difference. I'm not reacting as much as I used to react. So this is a practice that you can cultivate. And whenever we feel really stressed over any situation, whatever it is, life situations, work situations, personal relationships, whatever it is, or whether it's simple traffic, you can just do a big exhale like I showed in the beginning of this. Just do a big exhale through your mouth. Just release that stress. It just releases everything all the way from your belly. And then come into a gentle breath. Put your tongue on the palate. Just a few moments. You can do this for 2 minutes. You can do this for 3 minutes. You can do this for a few moments. And just come into this calm state of conscious silence where you can then say, okay, I can now just chill. I can now just relax. Because whatever it is that's going on is going on. It's all right. I can be in this calm state. And I know that when I am in this calm state, I am open, I'm focused, and I can receive more. I can receive more and be the open channel and also connect more with myself, with the true self that I am. And this is the practice of conscious silence. And you can practice this anywhere, at workplaces, at home, anywhere you can practice this. You don't have to sit in meditation. You can, practice it when you're going out shopping. You can practice it in the car. You can practice it anywhere as something that is a life skill for you to embody any moments that you want to be calm. And you don't have to wait for stress to hit you or worries to hit you or fears to hit you. You can just practice it anyway. Even you have nothing to do, even while you're cooking or you're just preparing your food or something, you can just practice this so that you're already in that calm state. And when you are in that calm state, you can then be a channel for anything that you're doing. So this is the practice of conscious silence. And whenever we feel that we are overloaded in life, because there's always so much going on in life, we feel that we have so much to do. We have worries with the family, worries about the work, worries about what's going on in the world, and we get carried away by that, because sometimes when we don't remember who we really are, this peace that we really are, and this calmness that I have within me, these tools that I have inside me, when we do not remind ourselves of that, we get carried away. And it is so easy to get carried away because there is so much going on. We see so many things. And so whenever we remember, we remind ourselves that I am being carried away. I'm allowing myself to be carried away by a life situation, or if it's something that I have watched on telly, or I've heard something from a friend or a family member, and I have gotten myself carried away by this worry or by this fear. At that moment, all I have to do is just bring myself back to this space of calm, this conscious silence. I know that it always exists within me, and this is something that you can say to yourself as you close your eyes and you're gently breathing. You can say this to yourself: I know this peace exists within me. I know this calmness exists within me. No matter what is going on around in the world, I know that this peace exists within me, because the soul that I am is always peaceful, is always calm. And so I know that I can tune into this peace at any moment. All I have to do is just remind myself. All I have to do is just remind myself that I am this peace, I am this calm. So I am not going to allow any situation, any person, anything at all to affect me or to take me into a state where I don't want to be in, because I know that it is not good for me to keep myself in a place of worry, to keep myself in a place of stress. And so today I make this choice. It's always about a choice. We always have a choice whether I want to keep myself in a stress mode, in a worry mode, in a constantly active, reactive mode in the mind, with the mental chattering monkey mind jumping from here to there everywhere. Do I want to keep myself in that? And yes, it's all right to be in that sometimes, but do I want to be there all the time? Or do I make the choice today? So I make the choice today to get back to this calm state. And the thing about inner peace is that some people may say, oh, I'm going searching for my inner peace. And the very word inner is in here. So we don't have to go looking or even, do anything about it. It's already there. All I have to do is just close my eyes and just become silent. That's all I have to do. When I become silent, that inner being, that soul, that peace is already there. I didn't have to go anywhere looking for it. So is the inner happiness, the joy, the inner joy, the pure love. We already have it within us. It's already there. The reason why I didn't find it and I was looking for it for so long, the love that I was searching for, the calmness, the peace that I was looking for, the joy, the true happiness that I've been looking for. The reason why I didn't find it is only because I had been too busy keeping myself so noisy all the time. So when I just quiet myself, when I just close my eyes, put my tongue on the palate, and I just come into this silent state, it's already there. The inner peace is already there. The pure love is already there. The pure joy is already there. So that's all we've got to do, is just to remember that it's all in there. There's nothing I've got to do. All I've got to do is quieten the mind. So whenever we have our eyes open, the reason why I always say to close your eyes is when we have our eyes open, we have so much information that we are registering through our eyes. So our 5 senses, the eyes, the ears, the mouth, the hands, the touch, all our 5 senses, we are storing information all the time through our 5 senses. So when I'm looking at things, even if I'm just looking at you, if I'm looking at this place, I am not just looking outwardly, but this information, whatever I'm seeing of this building, of what you look like, of what you are wearing, etc., the colors, all of this information is going back, storing back into my mind. And so my mind is busy working, doing a lot of things of saving into my file. We have a lot of folders in our mind that we're constantly saving. So I'm saving all of this information, all the things I'm hearing, all the things I'm touching. Is information that we're constantly feeding back to us. So there's a lot of information going on, a lot of chatter going on. So when we close our eyes, we can bring ourselves back to that shutting out everything and silent. I can now close my eyes. I can now close out the world for just a few moments and just focus on gentle breathing. And then just calm state in this peace where I am myself, I am the soul, the peace that I am, the joy that I am, the love that I am. And this is who I am. I'm always here. No matter what I've been telling myself, I'm stressed, I'm worried, I'm depressed, I'm this, I'm that. I've been telling myself that. But those were just information that I had been feeding to myself. And now I let go of all of those. I let go of all of that information now. And as I close my eyes and I sit in this silence, these few moments, I am remembering to connect with who I really am. The soul that I am, the peace that I am, the joy that I am, the love that I am. And that's who I really am. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you.